Hi, John here. I'm up in Pulla, about 5-6 miles from home, and this is the Dungarvan Workhouse graveyard, and it's where we're doing the RIA, Royal Irish Academy grant, testing multispectral drone lenses and LiDAR analysis, LiDAR from Transport TII, Transport Infrastructure Ireland. So if I shut Temple, we think RT are coming up during the week, and they're going to do a small news item for us on what we're finding here. So I came up this morning just to see what kind of condition the graveyard's in, and good summer growth. I guess we're going into autumn now, so we're kind of at the tail end. There's lots of grasses. There's a few different grasses going on. There's broom and there's gorse, and I wanted to match the Steve Davis's LiDAR from UCD. I wanted to match his readings with what I can see on the ground, and I brought up the sides. I showed you that there a minute ago, just to clean off one section where I believe there's a grave, and I just want to show that now. I just sided a square in there, and because Steve's records show that there's Steve's readings indicate that there's a grave, Shin. But on my way in, as I was cutting the grass and walked through here, I'm now after walking down into a dip, and now I'm coming up the other side. So I think there's actually a grave in there then alongside us, Shin, right alongside the path. So what we're getting here is kind of the landscape is so undulating, but the reason it's undulating is because there's graves all over the shop. So as you walk up and down, the grass makes it harder to feel. But as I came in here and was cutting up here, I'm now walking up a bank. I'm walking up a slope. And when I came in first, I was thinking, why is it so undulating? It must be natural ground conditions, but in fact, the reason we have undulation here is that there's a grave in there. So it's very interesting. I just cut a wee bit. I was only cutting a few minutes. I don't want to cut it all. Various reasons for that, I suppose we'll go into in the future. But here now already we have a grave here and there. The early graves that we found here, they've the multi-spec with Paul Nesson's drone flight. The multi-spec is showing vegetation changes all down there in a linear basis, so we'll go into that as well. So just crudely, we think we have the early 1847 graves down there, and then all of the rest of this site here is covered with later workhouse graves. The workhouse became the local hospital. And if I've said it before, the workhouse has got a bad name, but after a certain spell, the workhouse was actually our main way of looking after ourselves, as our main public health system. And it wasn't, I'm quoting historians here now, it was of a decent quality, it was of good quality on a European level. So hopefully RT will be here during the week, and we'll be able to show them what we're doing and how this apparently featureless landscape is actually a very, very important site for us in terms of understanding mid-19th century burial practices. Mid-19th century burial practices at the time of a catastrophe like the Great Famine. How do we handle it then? How do we handle these kind of things today? What have we learnt? Have we learnt how to implement these learnings for the future, and so on? So a misty Pulla in the Drum Hills in West Waterford. Just done a small bit of cutting, and I'll clean it again early in the week. But graves right in there, Agus Hiesan Shaw, Osmakor, like fabulous site, and I think it's an opportunity now to communicate it with the broader public, with RT's support. Okay, I'm going to finish there now. Slán.